with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing at 232 pounds, coming from Havana, Cuba, the eighth wonder of the world, the Cuban assassin. And his opponent today at 215 pounds, coming from Winnipeg, Chris Pepper. Referee is Ron Gauguin. Okay, it's second match action today's card of Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling, and this is a match that has a few people wondering. The Cuban assassin. Now, there's a man without a home. Cuban assassin, after some actions that have taken place in the Atlantic Canada area, is no longer welcome in any of the wrestling camps that have been set up in the Atlantic Canada area. A man without a home. The Cuban assassin. And particularly, the grudges between he and no-class Bobby Bass have turned into something else again. The Cuban assassin, managed by Mr. Bass, but, well, that's all gone by the wayside. And there's war in the Maritimes. And I'll tell you, Chris Pepper is going to have war with the Cuban assassin. Chris Pepper is not happy with some of the treatment he's gotten from the Cuban assassin, and he's speaking about war. He's a young man that can create a war of his own. But the Cuban assassin can also create war. And he is known as a very tough customer. And Chris Pepper finds himself in the corner. And Chris Pepper says, if that's how it's played, let's do it. If those are the rules, then let's go. And again, the Cuban takes advantage of a situation and is able to catch his opponent a bit off guard, and, well, you saw the result. The Cuban assassin using all of his experience to take advantage of Chris Pepper. 1-2, or just about all of two. The Cuban assassin and Chris Pepper. This match off today's card of Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling. And the Cuban assassin, a man without a home. Referee Ron Gauguin trying to get a look at that hold. Fans were claiming a choke on Chris Pepper. Well, the Cuban broke it up anyway with a knee and a fist. And when you get into the square circle with the Cuban assassin, you'd better be prepared to get down and get ugly. Because he only knows one way to go. Whipped into the turnbuckle. Here's Chris Pepper. And a right hand to the chin. An elbow smash. The Cuban assassin, showing why he is the eighth wonder of the world as he continues to dominate his opponent, Chris Pepper. This match, today's card of Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling. That's two. And no. Chris Pepper still has a little bit of life left. Stands now trying to get Chris Pepper going. An elbow does it for a bit, but look out. Off the ropes and into a double chop. 1, 2, and just a kick out at the last minute. Chris Pepper, a double chop on the wrong end of it, off the ropes. Thanks to the Cuban assassin. The Cuban assassin working over Chris Pepper. Referee Ron Gauguin making sure that the hole is not a chokehold. 1-2. And again, Chris Pepper still has enough life to keep it alive here in this match of Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling. Chris Pepper with an elbow and another one off the rope. Down goes the Cuban. And up goes Chris Pepper, but look out, the Cuban's gone. Count of 1, 2, and a kick out. And it looked like Chris Pepper had met his maker twice, going off the ropes, but the Cuban assassin not able to get that very important 3 count. And the Cuban now. A reversal by Chris Pepper on the Cuban assassin. Look out! The Cuban. Chris Pepper has some of his own to get back. Up and look out. On the neck breaker. That is a good finishing hold for the Cuban. 1, 2, and 3. That's it. That's all she wrote for Chris Pepper. The Cuban assassin with that neck breaker off the ropes, getting some extra leverage, and according to the fans, using the trunks to get a little additional leverage, and that's the end of the match. We're back with more wrestling on Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling in just a moment.